Uh,
Hello, I'm Pete Collins. I'm a senior associate in the real estate team at Mills and Reeve. I'm very pleased to be joined by Phil Grant, who is a director at land promoter Axis Land Partnerships. I'm going to be talking to Phil about patient capital investment in real estate in the context of land promotion. Axis is part of Sir Robert McAlpine Enterprises and a land promoter who looks to build mutually beneficial relationships with the landowners that they work with. So, Phil, with that in mind, do you think there is such a thing as a patient promoter?
Hi, Pete, and thanks for the opportunity to talk to you today about this. Yeah, I think there is such a thing as a patient promoter. I think you have to be patient as a promoter due to the nature of the business that we work in. I think with the planning system as it is these days, it's well known there are long delays, and I think that's the days of being able to work with the landowner and get an application in quickly and get a permission within, say, 2 or 3 years are now behind us. And I think this is really important that anyone going into the land promotion business looks at it with a long-term view. And it's not just also about the return on investment. There's a wider issues now that I think are really important as part of patient capital to do with the social and environmental responsibilities that we're going forward, and that should be right too, as society has changed and become more aware of the impacts of that. But it's something that as we invest in different schemes as we go forward, that we know that we have the right amount of investment to go for to take us over a number of years to then eventually get to the right return and a really good return, both for us as a promoter, but more importantly for the landowners who have had the asset in their family for many generations, usually.
Thanks, Phil. And so, to what extent do you think that Axis Land Partnerships is a patient promoter?
I think we are an extremely patient promoter, and this has been borne out by some of the schemes that we're working on. We recognise, especially as you mentioned earlier, being part of the Sir Robert McAlpine family and the companies there, that long-term relationships are really are the backbone of what we do and really important to us. So we want to form long collaborative relationships with our landowners where we will invest the money to try and work through the planning system, the development system to get a really good return for landowners. And it's important to understand that often land has been in families for generations, or if it's an institutional investor, they'll have invested in that maybe a long time ago, and it's about realising that. Um, it takes a long time, whether it's through the democratic local plan process or whether it's an application to get the right results, and also working with all the stakeholders. So we have to be patient to know that we can't force the issue, and we don't want to do that. We want to get the best scheme, which gives the best return both for the communities that we're working in, but also the landowner, because from their point of view, they only get to sell the land once. And I think it's important that we are patient and take our time to deliver that. So we look to find the right landowners that want to work the way that we want to work, and that are patient themselves and look at the wider responsibilities. And we've had some great success at that, and we're building a really nice portfolio of some smaller scale sites, but also some really large scale sites, which are starting to bear fruit and bring some really good results.
Phil, it's been great to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.